getting started with off-camera flash for under $60. It's real, and we're gonna test it today. So Godox updated their TT520. Now it's the version 3. They added a screen on the back. This is a all-in-one off-camera flash system. It's all manual, but don't stress. I'm gonna show you how to use it. It's easy. We're gonna just use the little 6600, the Sony 6600 with the kit lens. This is the 18 to 135. We're really going to put this to the test. Now, this will work just like any other flash will, except it doesn't have TTL, which is okay. TTL sucks on most flashes and off camera. There's some that are good, but in the box, first thing you'll see is the remote. It's tiny, it's lightweight. You change the battery out. It's not a rechargeable, but it's one of those button cells. It'll last a long, long time. And then, of course, the flash that's inside. I'm sure there's paperwork in here. I hate doing unboxings, by the way. Anyway, so the flash is nice. It's, it's a lightweight. It's inexpensive. It's definitely a lighter plastic. This is not meant to be a $350 flash. It's meant to be a flash for people who want to get into off-camera flash, but don't want the expense or don't need the heavy, expensive equipment. And this is perfect for that. Now, 4 AA batteries. I use these batteries. I'm going to leave these in the link. These are, they're absolutely amazing. I'm going to leave the link for them for Amazon. These are the ones I buy now because they last so long. They work so well. Let me see if I can get these in right. Now, what's really nice about this, it's just a basic turn on switch. You just turn it on and then you have your plus and minus. And I love that they added the screen. I didn't mind the older one with the little lights showed you the power. It doesn't bother me, but the screen is a nice add-on. And you can actually change the channel here. If you have an issue with channel, you just, whatever these 4 are set at, you set these 4 at here and that's it. Let's see if it works. That's it's so easy. It's not even funny. Let me just throw it on this camera because I haven't tried it on this camera yet and make sure it works. A lot of people ask, will it work with a Sony? Remember, a single pin like this works on 99% of the cameras. The single pin is just the manual flash and it just works because there's only 2 contacts and it makes the connection when you press the trigger. That's simple as that. I'm going to make sure I have batteries in the camera here. It works. It's that simple. So I don't care what camera you have, any camera that you have, and if you want to get into off-camera flash, this is it's nice to get your feet wet. Look how tiny that remote is. Obviously you're gonna have to go up to the flash to change the power of it, but you just push the button, and I think it goes from 1/28 of a power to full power, and I think it's 30 to 33 or 35 guide number, which really doesn't. I don't give a crap about specs. I honestly don't. I don't. I just don't pay attention to them that often to care. So if the flash works, it works. That's what I think. Anyway, we're going to use this today and see how we do with this. And I'll walk you through it to show you how to use this in manual mode. It's pretty simple, actually. You just have to practice a little bit. That's it, as simple as that. But this for $60, that's incredible. Now, obviously, you're going to have a little bit extra, like whether you want to use an umbrella, the flash holder. I swear by these flash holders here. This is by Magmon. This is their Mag Shoe. I love these. I tell everybody to buy these. The upgraded one, I don't see a difference. I'm sure there is. I just don't see a difference. I don't even know if you can get the older ones, but for the price, this thing just, like when you put it in the light stand and you just push the button and it's so easy. And then it has the umbrella holder in here. So if you just want to use an umbrella, it's ready to go. Or you can use it handheld if you want, which I do all the time. It works. That's as simple as that. Anyway, let's get to the shoot and see how we do with this. Okay, so there's a few updates to the version 2 to version 3, and this is a pretty good one to start out with. And at $59, it's perfect. But it's smaller, it's lighter. It has the that
screen on the back so you can actually see the numbers and so forth. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's an inexpensive way to get into off-camera flash. And when you're starting out or just want to try off-camera flash, this is perfect. I mean, $59 gets you the flash and the remote. Now, I'm just using that shoot-through umbrella. Again, you can get anyone off of Amazon. I use that mag grip or mag shoe, whatever it's called. I love these. It's almost as much as the flash. I think it's like $49, but it's worth every single dime because number one, it holds the flash secure. It holds your umbrella. I love the thing, and it's easy to adjust. This one I highly recommend, even though the price of it is, like I said, $49. But this flash setup for $59, this is a great way to get started. Now, I'll leave links for the shoot-through umbrella and the mag shoe and all that stuff in the description, because if you want to try to get into off-camera flash, this is perfect. And now I've been shooting probably at 1/8 this entire time. That's all I needed. Now I'm shooting with that Sony A6600. Not a huge fan of the older Sony cameras because of the color science. I tried to correct the skin tones because they usually, with the older Sony color science, skin tones went really yellowish, slightly on the greenish side. And that's what I hated about the original Sonys, because I started with the A7R2, and it was the same thing. It's this yellowish skin tone. But I wanted to shoot on this little crop sensor older camera because I just want to show you that this works with everything. It doesn't matter what camera you have. The images from that camera are fantastic. Don't get me wrong. It's just that you have to put a little bit more effort into correcting the skin tones or the color than you would with the newer Sony cameras. I'm hoping they come out with a new crop sensor, small camera like this, because this was pretty popular and they're fantastic cameras. The autofocus is pretty darn good on it too. And as a matter of fact, I told my daughter to get a 6600 when she was doing her videos because I just like the look of the camera. Other than that color science, you just have to fine tune it in camera prior. But I'm shooting off the cuff here, and because I really just wanted to show you how easy this flash was to use. And I'm shooting at ISO 100 or 200, I believe. It's that zoom lens, that 18 to 135. So, my YS aperture is 3.5. I just wanted to show you this setup here really quick. This is easy. It's a simple, easy setup. And you see the light placement to where she is, and I'm not getting shadows in the backdrop. There, yeah, 1/8 power I'm shooting at. This is a pretty simple flash to use. So, if you want to get into off-camera flash, this is one that you should look at. Now, I just wanted to show you like a quick image here of without flash. This is what I'm getting in studio. I have a little bit of ambient light coming because of that LED that you saw behind me. I have to light it for the video. But yeah, this is what I'm getting, and this is the results. So it works. It's not expensive. It's not built like a pro flash would be, but you know, getting started, this is all you need. If you take care of it, I'm sure it'll last you a long time. And the other thing that remote, yeah, it takes a button cell, but I don't think you have to change it for quite a while because they last a long time, honestly. And if you do have to change it, it's, a $1.79 for a battery. So, who cares? You have a spare one just in case. But, other than that, it just works. So the shoot was quick and easy. I just wanted to, the whole purpose for this entire shoot was to show you this flash because I'm excited for something like this for people starting out. It's fantastic. It just works. And, you're not spending $300 on a flash and $60, $70, $80 on a remote. This gets you in and gets you started in this as a great practice piece and to, shoot. I mean, it'll work. But this is a great way to start off-camera flash and just get your feet wet. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching as always. I'll leave the links in the description below because I think this is a good starting point for someone. Just take your time with it, practice, and I start at 1/16 power and move up just a little bit. You don't have to use all the power the flash has just because can put it out doesn't mean you have to use it all. Now remember, this is a 33 guide number, and I'm at 1/8 power because I just didn't need that much. And again, I'm at ISO 100 or 200 on this flash or on the camera, with a variable aperture lens, but obviously having a better camera is going to give you better images. Thanks for watching as always.